Cam Ward, number 10, quarterback, Miami. I think he's probably going to be the number 1 pick in the draft. He's my number 10 overall player. Great year at Miami. He was good at Washington State after transferring from junior college, but a really great year at Miami. Gunslinger, not afraid to push it down the field, good talent with his arm. And one of the things that I like about him and that I like about Shedeur, who's going to be upcoming here in this top 10, is they played behind bad offensive lines in college and they still succeeded. That's going to be similar to what they had to do in college at times. And so, to me, that's a great trait to have, and he's at number 10. Sorry, I'm dealing with a little bit of a cold. So, Will Johnson, corner from Michigan. If his injuries, well, let's just say if he wasn't injured, he'd be in my top 4. So this is moving him down for me. This is him sliding because of the turf toe. He's got a hamstring now in this process. If he's healthy, he could be a top 2-3 corner in the league in 5 years. Great ball skills. 9 interceptions in his career. Took 3 of those to the house. 2 this year just before he got hurt. He's been playing since he was a young kid at Michigan as a freshman. He had that pick against Purdue that you're watching right now on YouTube. I love his mentality. He's tough. He tackles well on the edge. So Will Johnson is a guy that I think is excellent. At 8, I've got Shedeur. So there's Shedeur Sanders at number 8. I've got him over Cam Ward because I think that he is more polished when it comes to just controlling the game from the pocket. Cam is very talented, and he might have higher upside potential because of kind of that gunslinger mentality. But when you look at Shedeur Sanders and you actually evaluate like what he was able to do when the pocket was clean, what he was able to do when it wasn't clean, I think what you see is equal parts surgeon and magician, and he hurts you in both areas. He's accurate down the field. The ball is on time and on target. He allows his guys to make plays. He throws the most catchable and the most accurate ball in the draft. I think he's an excellent player, and there's a reason why Colorado went from a 1-win team to a 9-win team and was top 25, and it's not all just their coach, although that helps. It was primarily because of their quarterback, Shedeur Sanders. Dion came to Boulder, but Shedeur came to play. All right, and on the field, he made them what they were as a 9-win team and in the top 25. At number 7, Will Campbell, the offensive tackle for LSU. He's my top tackle in the draft. People have made a big deal about his arm length, 32 5/8 inches at the combine. Mysteriously, they grew at his pro day. How about that? What did he get on, like, the stretcher? Just like he just sat there and hung from the pull-up bar? That's... Why not, right? They were 33 at LSU's pro day. The strength coach is like, 33. All right. So anyways, there's been a lot of talk about it. Let's not overthink it. Let's watch the tape. Let's watch him pass set. Let's see his athleticism, his quickness, his footwork, and all of those reasons. I've got him inside the top 10. He's my top tackle in the draft, and he's number 7 overall. At number 6, I've got Jalen Walker, the linebacker at Georgia. Potential game wrecker. He can line up at linebacker. He can line up on the edge. Again, like Jihad Campbell, versatile, hybrid. You've heard me say that now a few times, and the best defenders have to be that way because of the ways that offenses are attacking out of multiple sets out of the same personnel group. So all of those things are why I like Jalen a lot. All right, let's get into the top 5 here. Number 5, Tyler Warren. Okay. Most people have Tyler Warren above Colston Loveland, but I'm going to have Colston Loveland above Tyler Warren. This is not a knock on Tyler Warren. I think Tyler Warren immediately makes his next team better, and in particular in the red zone. He was the most creative player in college football. They could snap it to him. They could throw it to him. They could hand it to him. It didn't matter. He was sensational. He's got great athleticism. He's smooth with the ball in his hands. He catches it well. Now, what they didn't ask him to do a lot of is be a polished route runner. Okay, and for those reasons, at number 4, I'm going to go with Colston Loveland. Both players are going to be fantastic players and fantastic tight ends, but Colston Loveland is a guy that when you look at what he does as a route runner, it's really good. Loveland is a guy that you can line up as a wide receiver. You can line him up as in the slot. You can line him up as an inline tight end, and he will win and separate. So you don't have to scheme for him, but he can win one-on-one matchups for you. That's a little bit of a difference. See, Warren, they scheme for. You can be creative with him, and you can exploit space in that way. Colston creates his own space, and that's why I've got Colston Loveland ahead of Tyler Warren, although they're both in my top 5, and this is what I hate about this process. Somebody in the comments is going to be like, what's your problem with Tyler Warren? Nothing. He's in my top 5. I love him. But you've got to differentiate at some point, and that's why or how I differentiated between those two. All right, top 3. Mason Graham, number 3. Mason Graham is an excellent defensive tackle, but he's more than that. He's a game wrecker. If you watch the game against Ohio State, he, along with his running mate Kenneth Grant, were the reason that they beat Ohio State. This guy can take control of a game from the defensive tackle position, which I haven't seen at the college level since Ndamukong Suh. Like, he's that good. He rushes the passer. He stops the run. He splits double teams. It doesn't matter how many guys you have blocking him. He still wins. He doesn't just eat up blocks. He destructs blocks. He is as good as I've seen in a long time. He's been one of my favorites to watch on tape for a long time. Very unassuming, got a really stellar high school wrestling background. That's one of the reasons why he plays with such great leverage and in particular with his hands. So Mason Graham at number 3. All right, so here we go. Top 2. I've got at number 2, Abdul Carter, edge from Penn State. I've loved Abdul Carter since he was a freshman. This guy is so good. He also is another one of these versatile players. You can line him up all over your defense, and he can be an impactful, disruptive player everywhere that he lines up. I think he can have as big of an impact as Micah Parsons at the next level. Carter is an unbelievable player, an athlete. Think about what he did against Notre Dame. With basically one arm, he had 7 pressures and was a game record. Now, they didn't win, but this guy was not the reason why. And you look at some of the ways that he was impacting the game as a pass rusher and then also as an off-the-ball linebacker, it's really uncanny. Good ball skills, great athlete, so he's my number 2 player, and I think that you can move him all over the field. That leaves us with number 1. My number 1 player is Travis Hunter. No other player can you say he's a top 2 corner in the draft and a top 2 wide receiver in the draft. This guy is one of one. I think that we do him a disservice by trying to knock his game. His instincts are second to none in this draft on either side of the ball. I think that he can and will play on both sides. I believe that you play him as a corner primarily, and then as a number 3 wide receiver, slot wide receiver, he can get 20 to 30 snaps per game and really impact the game on the offensive side because you're going to want that athlete on the field as much as possible. We have not seen anybody like him since I've been doing this, certainly, and I can't even really remember. Maybe there are other guys that could have done this, but man, to actually go out there and do this and play 120 snaps at the level that he did, pretty remarkable. Pretty remarkable. So Travis Hunter is my number 1 player available in this year's NFL draft. Thank you for watching the Joel Klatt Show YouTube channel. And if you liked this clip, make sure to like it and subscribe to the channel, and you can stay up to date on all of my college football coverage.